Heya! Solely Curious here, and this week we're doing something a little bit different because there's so much to talk about. Daniel is going to join me by reviewing 2 of the games that came out a couple weeks ago, but don't worry, I'm still going to talk about 8. I said it. 8 new updates that came to Apple Arcade. So sit back, relax, and prepare for a longer than usual show.
Why do you sound like you're angry though?
Chirua Soccer is a really cool, fast-paced arcade soccer game where you can either play as your favorite club team or your favorite country. It's not licensed by FIFA or anything, so you'll have crazy generic names that are close to their real-life counterparts. So for instance, Josie Altidore, ooh, sound Haitian, on the U.S. men's national team is now just Josie. You can even create your own team from scratch and customize everything in it. And this latest update, you get to face up against the enemies of the Earth and what's called the Earth Cup. There's tons of new content here that's worth playing. Hot Lava. It's a really cool first-person platformer where you're trying to avoid falling into, guess what, lava, while you make your way across detailed obstacle courses. It's a really fun experience that we recommend for anyone who's a fan of platformers to play through. This most recent update brings 2 new members to the Toxic Team roster. A new Volt Jump ability. They've now decoupled abilities from characters, so you can now use any ability with any character. And lastly, you now have tons of new items and new levels for each character to play through. Unleash the Light is a turn-based Steven Universal RPG team. This game actually caught us off guard because it's actually a really good turn-based RPG. It has a cool cartoon-like graphical style with funny characteristics, some good level exploration with puzzles, and great turn-based battle. So if you're a fan of the cartoon, definitely give this one a shot as well. In this news update, you now get Connie as a new character, new randomly generated levels. You can now fuse to form Obsidian, collect new badges, charms, achievement, new loot, general improvements, and more. Pattern is a very relaxing yet complex puzzle game where you put patterns together to relaxing background music. If you love complex and highly detailed patterns, you'll love this game. And this latest update, you have 60 new spring patterns to get you in the mood for the season. It's springtime, baby.
Get in the mood.
The Last Campfire is a really beautiful looking puzzle game with a vast world to explore, with lovable characters and a great emotional story to experience. Better cry. It's an absolute beauty to look at. It reminds us a lot of what Breath of the Wild would be without the fighting. It's definitely a must-play game for fans of the genre. And this latest update, you get 20% more standalone puzzles to go through. You can now replay puzzles you've done before from the main menu. And lastly, you can now read through the Wanderer's diary that you've pieced together while playing the game. Tent is a really artistic game where you have to mix colors and in order to get from one part of the painting to the other. It's beautiful to look at and relax in a lot of ways. The latest update is a huge one because over 25% of the levels have been redesigned. A better tutorial is now included. 10 more achievements have been added. New levels have been added to Book 6. The main menu has been optimized and bugs were squashed. Murder Mystery Machine.
We went from squash to murder mystery. That's what happened to that bug, by the way.
This is the only game of the bunch that we really haven't played much of. But from what we gather, it's an adventure game where a detective, you gather information from your environment and from other characteristics in the game until you solve a variety of clues and missions. In this latest update, season 1 of the story comes to a close, so you get some closure to that story. Marble Knights is a really great action adventurous game that can be played via single player, but is definitely more fun to play with other people. especially via couch co-op. You solve puzzles, beat on enemies, and try to save this world while rolling on marbles the whole time. In this latest update, it adds 3 new modes to play through for up to 4 players. They've added a new battle arena mode where you can squash your enemies off of the stage in order to win. There's a race mode where you race your opponents to the finish line using your orbs and power-ups. And lastly, you have a panel battle mini game where you roll over button panels, claim them, change their colors, and win. On to you, Daniel.
Clap Hands Golf is probably the best sports game on mobile right now. Not only is it like Hot Shots Golf, but it brings a different twist to the tried and true formula. This one has you collecting characters as you go through the game, defeating bosses, acquiring new characters, and playing against these characters in different mini games and competitions to unlock various outfits. We only played the campaign mode, but what it's pretty much about is playing through either 3, 6, or 9 hole games with various players at the exact same time. It all comes down to you have a map, you play through various levels, and you unlock things. The graphics are really good. Of course, better on something like a new iPhone or a new iPad than the Apple TV. On the Apple TV, the graphics aren't bad, but they're not great either. You can see a lot of jaggies and overall lower resolution graphics. On the phone, though, the graphics look absolutely great, especially when you're about to putt and they zoom in. You can see the texture of their pants, shoes. It's really nice. The gameplay is also really fun and addicting. It's easy enough that anyone can really pick it up, but also challenging enough that you need to really strategize and choose the right position and golf club to get under par. Gameplay is great, the graphics are nice, the controls are easy to learn, both on touchscreen and controller. The music is good, the sound is great, the characters are all really lovable and each have their own character, and because of all this game is absolutely D-Life HD approved. Wonderbox. If you've ever been a fan of the Captain Toad Treasure Tracker game, you'll absolutely love this one. On this one though, you get more access to cooler weapons like knives, swords, and a bow and arrow. The graphics are absolutely beautiful. There are a ton of different types of enemies and you get cool utilities that help you go through the levels. There's a cool part where you get to grapple and a helicopter-like device that helps you fly up to higher places. The game is absolutely amazing. The puzzles are also really challenging as you try to make your way through the environment to find the adventure stone. I really love the way that they've separated all the worlds and the levels with a little bit of story in between. While the story isn't memorable at all, the gameplay is amazing, and I remember wanting to have something like this on mobile for a very long time. Quirus makes incredible games, and this one is no different. The atmosphere is amazing as you zoom in and out and you twirl it around. With all that said, this is yet another game that is a must play and absolutely D-Life HD approved. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let us know which games you like the best in the comments below. We love talking to you guys. You can also talk to us on our Discord server as well. Info will be in the video description. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like these. Lastly, check out our Twitter account for gameplay of the latest releases. But most importantly, remember to always stay one up.